Well, that's one tribal down. Yep, too many to go. I'm still trying to recover right now. I almost went home, but thank God I was able to get the majority, and thank God they kept me around, and Gabe is gone. And I felt bad considering he was willing to work with us, but, you know, gets rid of the flip-flop, I guess, on the tribe, and keeps me in the game. Well, girls, we better celebrate because we successfully took control. Yeah, that's great. Oh, by the way, Olivia, who was the other person to vote with us? Oh, Joel did. Really? Yeah, I talked with him and he talked about possibly jumping to our side, and he did, and now we got the numbers, hopefully. But do we trust him? Probably not. I'm not quite sure. I guess we'll see how the next round goes. I'm very worried right now. I mean, yeah, we got the majority and getting through the first vote is great and all, but I am worried a bit about Joel because we haven't talked to him. Only Olivia has, so he's kind of a mystery to the rest of us. And that does get me kind of scared about, you know, Olivia's gameplay. And I obviously don't want to sit back and just let her call the shots. Dude, I thought we agreed we weren't doing Gabe. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I couldn't keep him. Why, dude? Because I couldn't trust him. Well, you do realize that the girls have the majority, right? Yeah, I know, but we'll think of something. No, we won't think of something. You will, because you got us into the situation. You're getting us out. So Sebastian and Ted are upset about me flipping and taking out Gabe. However, I stand by taking out Gabe because he was just overall a big threat and I couldn't trust him. At the very least, they should be grateful that, you know, the target didn't shift onto them. Ted should be grateful that I was able to get the target off of him. Instead, he's still upset that I decided to go and vote off Gabe anyway. Well, what do you think? Well, we can't really trust him, plain and simple. I mean, we gotta make sure he's still with us, though, but we can't trust him moving forward now. Yeah. I'm not thrilled at all what Joel did. Yes, I know Gabe didn't seem that trustworthy, but he was willing to vote with us. By voting off Gabe, we're now on the bottom and the girls have the majority, and they're probably just gonna take me and Ted out, probably over Joel because, you know, he actually voted with them. And this just sucks. Well, we just gotta stay low at this point. If that doesn't work, then, well, we gotta get creative. Yeah. Well, a new day dawns. Indeed. Well, girls and Joel, I feel like this is the new majority. We should just take the other two out, just like that. Really? Yeah, it makes sense. Which one? Well, I feel like Ted might be a little weaker than Sebastian, but I think Sebastian might be a bit more of a danger in terms of, like, maybe strategy. I don't know, it all comes down to how we personally feel at Tribal. Okay then. Yeah, I'm in the majority and that's great and all, but I'm not entirely for this girls' alliance because, for all I know, they could easily just take advantage of me and just vote me off just like they did to Gabe. So I want to still keep the option of voting with Sebastian and Ted open for me because I feel like that's more ideal for me. I'm going for a swim if anyone wants to come. No, we're good. Yeah. You sure? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Alright, suit yourselves then. I used the whole, you know, going for a swim as a little distraction. It doesn't look like the group knows anything right now, so it gives me a perfect opportunity to go to Sebastian and Ted and talk strategy with them because they're all on the bottom, and if I'm an outlet to keep them in the game, then they'll trust me, and they'll continue working with me, and I'll be able to gain a lot of power in this game. Oh, hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Sebastian. Is Ted up? Nah, he's still sleeping. Oh, well, okay then. So, what do you want? Well, I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling about the game so far? Well, not great. I mean, you must be feeling great because you're in the majority. Obviously, I'm not good because I'm in the minority. Yeah, I know I'm in the majority, but even still, I don't feel that great either. How come? Well, because, you know, it's not entirely, you know, everyone having their say in the alliance. Really. I feel rather defeated because I'm on the bottom and I feel kind of screwed, but that is until I finally see some light at the end of the tunnel. And that's in the form of Elizabeth, because she's offering, strategy. And that's great for me because, I can use this benefit and stay in the game, or I could use it against her if I get the suspicion that she doesn't really want to flip. So you down to work with me and Ted? Well, I'm not setting anything in stone just yet, but I will consider it. Alright, well, if we can get Joel here, then, well, we should be able to get majority if you're down. Alright then. Yo, Ted, wake up. Huh? Well, what time is it? Time to get up. Why'd you have to wake me up, man? I was having a nap. I know, but, we need to get up because, I got an offer. Really? Yeah. Elizabeth came by and talked strategy with me. Really? Yeah, so I feel like that might be the outlet and the person we need to flip. Alright then. Well, that's great at least. Seabass told me that, we got Elizabeth, and that's cool, but I'm not entirely sure if we do because, one conversation doesn't mean someone's going to guarantee to flip. But I guess we gotta count on it and hopefully it does happen. And even still, I don't know if Joel would work with us, so I feel like just getting Elizabeth on our side might not help. Seabass, I think we need to flip 2 people in all honesty. Why? I don't know if Joel will flip back to us. What makes you think that? I mean, he voted with the girls once. I feel like he'll continue to do that again. Can't guarantee everyone's gonna vote the same way in Survivor, though. I understand why Ted's not really fond of the idea of getting only one person to flip and that we need to get 2 to be safe, but honestly, I feel like Joel will still be willing to work with us. I mean, if he doesn't vote with us, then that means we definitely can't trust him, but I feel like if we get Elizabeth to flip, he'll be tempted to go back to us. So, how was your swim? That was nice. Good to know. That girl is a little liar. I know she's lying. I didn't see an ounce of water drip off of her. That just goes to show that, she didn't go for a swim and probably just used that to get away from us. But I don't see any reason why she would, other than to talk strategy with Ted and Sebastian. And I can't help but think that that's the reason why she told us she went out to go for a swim. What are we doing if we lose? Well, we still don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Okay then, I'm gonna go for a nap in the shelter. See y'all later. I don't even trust her for a little bit. Really? Yeah, she looked very dry when she came back to us. So what do you think? I think she lied about going for a swim. I think she went over to talk strategy with Ted and Sebastian. Well, it's a possibility, but I mean, can't be so sure. And, she did probably go for a swim, and heck, she probably is going for a nap right now. Maybe, but can't help but think that she's trying to strategize behind our backs. I think it's a bit more noticeable to me in the Alliance that Elizabeth is coming off very sketchy. She looked oddly dry when she came to us for another check on if we are coming down to a decision between Ted and Sebastian. And that gets me thinking that she's strategizing with them. And if we can't trust her with this group, then, well, we can't trust her moving forward. However, though, I kind of do trust her because we did have that chat that we do need to make conversation with more people. And Ted and Sebastian could be those people, but I mean, I don't really want to work with people who are on the bottom because it's a possibility it might not work. I've got an idea. What? I'll go talk with her, sneak by the shelter and see what's going on with her, and, hopefully we can make sure she's still with us in case if we are losing trust with her. Alright, well that's good. Elizabeth? Scared me, Julie. Sorry. Out of curiosity, where's Ted and Sebastian? Oh, they're off making a fire. Oh, well, okay then. So can we have a talk? Yeah, sure. So, how do you feel about our alliance? I'm feeling good about it. I'm hesitant on trusting Joel, but I'm okay with Dior and Olivia. Okay. So what do you think about Seabass and Ted? I mean, they seem pretty cool. I mean, I would be tempted to work with them. Really. Yeah, I mean, they are on the bottom, yes, but if we are tempted to make something big happen, if we just jump and keep them around and vote the other three off, we just take control of the game. Elizabeth's tempting to jump ship, which I don't really want to just yet, but I mean, if the opportunity is there that presents itself and Elizabeth is going to jump ship, I might be tempted to, just because I do want to get closer to her. But at the same time, I do recognize she is trying to play really hard. Yeah, we got a fire. Excellent job, you two. I mean, do you seriously want to send those two out? I mean, they provide so much for us. They are muscle and they got the fire built for us. Yeah, I guess it's a lot to think about. Well, that's one immunity win, guys. Yeah, let's keep it going. Yeah, excellent work, everybody. We won the challenge, and that's totally fine. I guess it gives me more time to strategize and think about what I'm gonna do in case if we do lose, but I mean, I would have much rather lose just to, see where everyone's heads are at. So, Raul, how do you feel about us winning? Well, it's fine, I guess, it's just kind of whatever. Really? Yeah, I mean, it's cool and all be safe and whatnot, but, kind of going to tribal is kind of fun, you get to see where everyone's heads are at. Yeah, but, I mean, do we really have a target right now? I guess not, but, probably would have been an easy vote on Shell. Who knows? Raul kind of scares me because he's kind of a smart guy and he's kind of a strategist, and I feel like he's overplaying himself. But I still feel like I'm still tempted to work with him because he's the only one who's talked to me so far. I got something going with Gina, so she's supposedly getting Deacon. So if we get with them, I'm pretty sure we'll have a solid little pack. And if Shell goes, then we'll essentially rule the rest of the tribe. Well, that sounds good. And here she comes right now. Hey, Gina. Oh, hey, Raul. Can you come over with us? Sure. So, how do you feel right now? I feel good. I'm in goods with Deacon. Great. So I feel like it should be me, you, Kenzie, and Deacon. I feel like that if we all work together, we'll essentially run the tribe. How so? Well, the thing is, nobody really likes Shell, so she'll probably go out unanimously, most likely. And if so, then, well, we just get together with Deacon, and then we take out, the other three. Makes sense. Raul is kind of scaring me because, he's made an alliance with me, Kenzie, and Deacon, and that should be the majority, The idea is to take out Shell and get rid of everybody else. Which is cool with me, but the thing is, it worries me because, me and Raul made an alliance with Ian and Maurice, and are we seriously just gonna throw that away? Well then, to be fair, I mean, it didn't really go anywhere now that I think about it. Hey Deacon, nice that you stopped by. Really? Yeah. I feel like that all of us seem to get along, and I feel like this is the group. Alright, I kinda like it. Yeah, I feel like everyone is fine with doing Shell. Yeah, so the plan is to do Shell, and then Denise, because I feel like Denise is the weakest, and then decide who's probably the bigger threat between Maurice and Ian. Alright, sounds good. I like this alliance a lot. I mean, I already get along really well with Gina, and I think I can work with Raul and Kenzie. So yeah, I'm pretty down with this alliance. It seems like we do have a clear-cut path through the couple of rounds if we end up losing. So, I'm feeling really good. The smart thing you can do is lay low. Why? Well, you got to. I mean, your name's obviously going to be out there, so you gotta just stay low under the radar and hopefully no one's targeting you. Well, I won't bet on it, but I guess if that keeps me in, then so be it. The big problem with working with Shell and trying to keep her in the game is the fact that she has a massive target on her back, and she could easily be picking up the majority if we lose. And I can't have her go, because she is my shield. So I feel like it's smart for me to try and, tell her to lay low while I do the heavy lifting. So I feel like that's the best thing I can do. How's the fire coming along, Captain? Not very well. Yeah, well, I guess you're used to putting out fires, not making them. Very funny. So right now, I feel like I'm in a solid position. I think I'm in goods with, Ian, Denise, and Gina and Raul. So I feel like, all I gotta do is, keep that momentum going, and that continues by making a fire. Although I haven't had much luck. Yes! Finally! Sparks are going. There we go. Finally! Built a fire. Nice work, man. Yeah, nice job. I am worried because, Ian told me to lay low, but I can't help but think that that's not going to help me because, by laying low, I'm not really doing a whole lot, but Maurice is sure as heck doing a lot by making a fire and gaining more respect by the tribe. And there's no other issues within this tribe. It's only just me and Maurice. So I feel like if we lose, I'm just an easy target. Ian, I can't just lay low. If I do nothing, nobody will want to work with me. Well, that's just too bad. Unless if you want to be targeted for also being a strategic threat, then, well, you're going to have to lay low. Because I'm willing to take all the heat as long as you're still willing to work with me. But you gotta lay low, plain and simple. I gotta make sure I keep Shell under my control, because if I don't, she's gonna end up doing something dumb and putting herself out there as an even bigger threat, because she's already not liked at all by the tribe. So if I'm gonna have to keep Shell in the game, then I obviously gotta get strategic, and lo and behold, the only person I see who's kind of by themselves is Raul. So I feel like that's what I gotta do, is talk strategy with him. Hey Raul, can we talk? Yeah, sure. What's up, Ian? Nothing much. How do you think of the tribe so far? It's pretty cool. We're good. I'm good with Gina. We're good with Maurice, right? Yeah, we're good with Maurice. So, are you still down with the whole, going with everybody else and doing Shell? Yeah, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? Well, I'm tempted to, keep her around. Why is that? Well, she's kind of creating rifts and chaos in the tribe, and I feel like that's what we need. We need someone like that in the game. Really? Yeah, because she's taking all the heat. As for everybody else, we don't have to really worry about anyone else if she's gone. And I think it's better to have that target on her back, so that way she's always targeted. Ian's proving more of a threat than I initially thought. I mean, I knew he was pretty physical, but I know he was going to pull out the strategy, which is obviously what I am doing off the start. But, we obviously have established, I know it's getting kind of redundant, but it's true that anyone playing like you is automatically your biggest competition. I think, in all honesty, if it came down to Maurice or Shell, I would be tempted to vote off Maurice. Really? Yeah, I mean, sure, he's the tribe leader, but that's kind of the thing. He's looked up to as the leader. He's got all the respect. He's also built the fire. Really? Yeah, he just built the fire a few moments ago. I just witnessed it, and so did Denise. So I feel like it makes sense to, keep around someone chaotic, like Shell, and get rid of someone who thinks they have a lot of power, like Maurice. I guess if we're looking at it like that, I guess keeping around someone chaotic like Shell wouldn't be the worst thing ever. I mean, it keeps the target off of us. Exactly. So, you cool with this idea? I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Well, this is nice. Yeah, it is. If this alliance that Raul made is gonna stick, I feel like it's in my best interest to try and get in good with both Deacon and Gina. What do you guys think of Raul's plan? I mean, it sounds good, I feel like when Shell goes, we'll essentially have control because we'll get rid of the other three. Yeah, I feel like it all works out perfectly. Yeah, I agree. Though, I feel like we all have to agree that if we're taking this to the Final Four, Raul does have to be the one who goes over us, right? Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if he's calling the shots, then he's definitely going home before any of us in terms of the Final Four. This alliance being formed, I think it's a smart idea for me and Gina to get closer to Kenzie because, we're making this alliance happen, and I feel like I would more likely want to bond with Kenzie because she doesn't seem as big of a threat and as outgoing as a threat compared to Raul. Hey, you guys. Oh, hey, Raul. Gina, can we talk? Oh, yeah, totally. Well, they're gone. Want to go for a swim? Yeah, sure. So, what did you want to talk to me about, Raul? Well, it was about a conversation I had that was pretty interesting. Really? How so? Well, I talked with Ian. Really? And what did he say? Well, I feel like he is not entirely for the idea of voting off Shell first. Really? Yeah, I have a feeling he wants to keep her around. Alright, and what do you think of that? Well, we obviously know he's playing rough, and he even straight up admitted to me that if it came down to either her or Maurice, he would take out Maurice. And that's suspicious since we are in goods with Maurice, because didn't we make that 4-person alliance with both him and Maurice? Yeah, I guess, but I guess we're not going with that alliance, are we not? Well, I mean, it's still an option. We could go with that group, but like, I feel like if Ian is keeping around Shell, or wants to keep around Shell, then I don't know if this alliance is going to work because Maurice and Shell do not get along. Huh. It does worry me about Ian thinking about keeping around Shell, which everyone is fine with seeing her go, and just going against the majority. And it also does worry me that he will be willing to keep her around over Maurice, because I thought me, him, Maurice, and Raul made that alliance for making the shelter, but I guess that alliance means nothing to Ian. Well, what do we do? Well, we stay on high alert of him, and we'll just see how it goes. Okay then. I talked with Raul, and hopefully he'll be down with this idea. I feel like he can get some people on his side. So, I feel like if we just do that, we should have the numbers. Alright, but, are you sure you can trust him? I think I can. So, how do you feel, Denise? Worried. Why? Well, I'm the oldest, and I didn't really do the best in the challenge. I mean, at least I did better than the journalist girl. Yeah, she kept messing up. Yeah, but I'm still worried I'm still the weakest overall. Well, you are, but, I mean, I'm not willing to take you out as long as you, are still good with me. Oh yeah, we're still good. Then, well, we don't have to have a problem. I'm very concerned because I did the worst of the 8 on this tribe because I took the longest to get through the course and over the wall. That gets me concerned I'm on the bottom of the totem pole. However, I do know Maurice and Shell have their issues, so hopefully it would be one of those two over me the first time we go to Tribal. If not, then I'm definitely worried about my positioning in this tribe. I'm in goods with Gina, Raul, and Ian, so we should have a 5, and so thus Shell would go first, and then we'll vote off the weakest between Deacon and Kenzie. That would essentially be the goal. Alright then. Well, that's a relief, at least. Psst! Hey, Julianne, wake up! Huh? Who's there? It's me, it's Olivia. What do you want? I need you to follow me real quick. Don't worry, it won't be long. Okay then. So I'm fast asleep in the shelter in the middle of the night, and then suddenly I hear voices. And I'm thinking it's probably just in my head. Then I peek open to see what happens, and I heard movement. And I saw Olivia and Julianne walk off. And that concerns me because, they could be out looking for the idol in the middle of the night. So I decided to sneak out of the shelter and go investigate. What do you want, Olivia? I'm getting tired. I know you're getting tired, but I needed to talk to you real quick. My positioning in this tribe is really solid, so in order to strengthen it, I need to get in goods with these people. And I feel like it makes sense for me to get in goods with only one of them, just so that way no one views me as that big of a social threat. And I chose Julianne because I feel like she'll be the one who would be the most loyal to the Alliance. I only want you to keep this between us and no one else in the Alliance, okay? Okay, sure, what? Okay, of all the people in the Alliance, you're the one who I honestly gel well with the best. And to show you my gratitude, I am giving you the honor of my trust, and I hope that I can trust you with this information. Don't say anything to anyone else, but I've got the hidden immunity idol. You do? Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah, our Alliance has more power than anything. But I don't want the others to know about it yet, because the more that know, the less power it has. But I'm putting my faith in you that, you won't tell anyone. Oh no, I won't tell anyone. Your secret's safe with me. Alright, that's great. So I spy on the conversation that Olivia has with Julianne, and all of a sudden, she shows her the hidden immunity idol. This is not good, because that majority has the hidden immunity idol, which is obviously bad for me and Ted, because if we're in the minority, if we try and get the numbers and Olivia gets suspicious, she'll play the idol and mess up the entire plan. But this information is crucial because I feel like if we tell Elizabeth that Olivia has the idol, then I feel like she'll be down to wanting to eliminate her. I'm really glad that Olivia has the idol. That's more power for our Alliance, and I'm very grateful she actually showed me and trust me to not share this information with anyone. And, I feel like it makes sense that I shouldn't break my word to her because I trust her, and I think she trusts me. So, all in all, this is looking pretty good for me. Wait a minute, where did Sebastian go? I have no clue. Hey girls. You scared me, Seabass. Sorry. Where'd you even go? I went to go for a swim. Why? Nothing. I'm just going back to bed. Me and Julianne return to camp only to find Sebastian not there. And then he suddenly pops up from behind us. I hope what he's saying is true, because if it's not, then there's a chance he woke up and possibly found out about the discussion between me and Julianne. Well, I guess I gotta hope it's the former and not the latter, because if it is the latter, I am going to be nervous. Guys, I can't really sleep right now. You can't? No. Why? I'm just hearing all these cricket noises. It's getting annoying. I guess since all of us are awake, should we just have, a group conversation? Sure. I straight up had a huge issue with falling asleep because I kept hearing cricket noises. It was really getting annoying, so everyone was up. I think it's smart for us to, have a team conversation because I feel like it builds unity. So, out of curiosity, what are you guys playing for? Well, I'm kind of playing it for my sons. They're big fans of the show and they wanted me to go on, so guess that's that. Yeah, I want to prove to my daughter that I got what it takes to, I am in my 60s, but, I still got what it takes to do this. Huh, well, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah, no awkward conversations, okay? Yeah, wasn't thinking about it. We've all seen last season. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was all about with that one girl. What was her name? Jasmine? Yeah, I don't know what that girl was thinking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody really liked her. I hated Courtney more. Really? Yeah, because, think about it. The girl was just obnoxious. Sure, when Jasmine got eliminated, she got a little better, It then got worse when Gerald got eliminated. Oh, I haven't watched that episode yet. The tribe seems to be wanting to be all kumbaya by having a big old tribe conversation, and that's fine, I guess, but we all need to understand that we're still out here playing Survivor. So, while this is all nice and all, it's still Survivor. I'm surprised you would want to sleep in the shelter, Shell. I thought you didn't like it. I don't, but I would rather sleep under something rather than nothing. Well, that's good at least to hear. Alright guys, I know you two have your issues, but we can't have that, like, ruin the tribe. You two have to understand that. Oh, I know. Yeah, but that still doesn't change the fact that we are not going to get along. Plain and simple. Yeah, but can you two at least put aside your differences when it comes to challenges? Because, I mean, we killed it in the first challenge, and yeah, we still had our attention, but I feel like it makes sense to just put all that crud aside and just focus on winning, because we're all on the same team, are we not? Yeah, exactly. Kenzie's right. Alright, fine. I'm willing to let the whole thing with you Shell slide, as long as you're willing to apologize. We'll talk about this after the challenge. Okay then. I feel like I did a pretty solid job unifying the tribe, at least making sure there's no animosity between each other. I obviously know that the Maury-Shell rivalry is still there, but I hope it's nowhere near as, like, toxic as, you know, other rivalries in Survivor past. Tonight I saw how easily Kenzie was able to unify the entire tribe, and that does worry me because if her social game is this strong, she could be a threat later on. But as of right now, she is in my alliance, she's my closest ally, so I can't throw her out just yet. But I do know I'm not going to want to bring her to the end. I'm going back to bed. Alright, night guys. Night. Come on in, guys! Goto, getting your first new look at the new Dara tribe. Gabe, voted out the last tribal council. Welcome everyone to your next immunity challenge. But first things first, I need to take back immunity. We'll need that back later. Immunity is back up for grabs. Alright, without further ado, let's get to today's challenge. For this challenge, 2 people of your team will be selected to go against 2 people on the other team, and they will have to cross this entire course. You will start by crossing these beams onto the ring, and then making your way to the other side. However, you can attack the people on the other team, but you must be in the attack zone. The attack zone is the yellow, the ring. If you attack the player on the other team while not being in the attack zone, you'll be out of this challenge. After that is all done, you will then have to traverse your way across this rope to the other side and onto the platform. When both players make it across, your team scores a point. There will be 5 rounds. And the team that scores 3 points in those 5 rounds will win immunity and will be safe from the vote. Losers, tribal council, and somebody will be the second person voted out after 6 days in this game. If we don't have any questions, let's get started. Now Goto, with 1 extra member, somebody's got to sit out. So select who will go and who will sit out, and we'll get started. Alright, Goto's sitting out Denise, and our first battle begins. Going for Goto will be Kenzie and Deacon. And for Dara, it will be Joel and Olivia. Without further ado, Survivor's ready. Go! Joel moving quickly through the course right now. Olivia a little behind. Deacon is waiting on the other side, probably ready to play defense. Joel's making his way through, but Deacon is right on him. Deacon tackles Joel off. And now it looks like Kenzie's going, but Olivia is going the opposite direction. Kenzie and Olivia are almost done. Deacon and Joel are back up. But remember, they can't attack them when they are not in the attack zone. Olivia is at the rope. Looks like Kenzie's making her way across the rope as Joel and Deacon are trying to get to the ropes. Both Olivia and Joel are now making their way across the rope. Meanwhile, Kenzie has made it past the rope. She's waiting on Deacon. Olivia has made it. She now needs Joel. Joel needs to move as Deacon is slightly ahead of him. And Deacon makes it. That means that Goto score the first point. Next up for Goto is going to be Shell and Gina going up against Julianne and Dior for Dara. Survivors ready. Go! Shell's just charging, taking the left. Meanwhile, Gina's going to the right. Looks like Julianne's charging at Shell. Dior a little behind her. Meanwhile, Gina has a clear path to the other side. Julianne shoves off Shell, but Shell brings Julianne down. Dior now has a path, but it looks like that means Gina is also getting through. Julianne forced to start over. Gina gets past. Now she can move on to the rope. Meanwhile, Dior's almost through, but here comes Shell. She's right back up. Looks like Shell's attacking Dior, but no, no, no! Shell, stop! No, stop, Shell! What? Dior was not in the attack zone when you knocked her off. Ah, shoot. That means you're disqualified, and unfortunately for you, Gina, even though you made it past, while you realistically can complete the course, the chances of you earning a point is now gone because of what Shell did. So that means Dara instantly get a point, and they are now tied with Goto. Dior, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. It was part of the plan. Next up for Goto is Raul and Ian versus for Dara, Sebastian, and Ted. Survivors ready. Go! Sebastian making quick work through the ring. Raul and Ian almost there. Looks like Ted playing defense. Looks like Ian's attacking Ted. Ooh, and it looks like Raul decides to jump the gap and makes it. Sebastian loses his balance, but he still remains on the platform, so he doesn't have to go back. Raul making his way to the rope. Sebastian now making his way to the rope. Looks like Ian shoves Ted off. Ted has to go back to the start. Raul ready for the rope. Ian not far behind him. Meanwhile, Sebastian moving quickly on the rope for Dara. Sebastian making his way quickly through the rope. But unfortunately for Dara, they cannot earn a point until Ted gets out of the weeds. Raul making his way past the rope. Ian ready to start. Ted moving his way past the ring. Sebastian's through. He needs Ted to finish. Both Raul and Ian are, however, making their way past the rope. Raul makes it. He's now waiting on Ian. Ted makes it to the rope, but at this point, he needs to hope Ian makes a mistake. Looks like Ted is still giving it his all, but I don't think he's gonna have enough time. And Ian makes it. That means Goto earned the second point. They are up 2-1. Next up, we'll have Maurice and Gina yet again for Goto, going against Elizabeth and Olivia yet again for Dara. Survivors ready. Go! Looks like Olivia is taking Maurice's left, and Elizabeth's taking his right. He's playing defense. They are almost at the end, but it looks like Maurice is there to stop them. Whoa, that was indeed total carnage. Elizabeth and Olivia are both down, giving a clear path to both Maurice and Gina. Maurice now going to the ropes. Elizabeth is quickly moving, however. Looks like Gina's taking the right, and looks like Elizabeth's there to stop her. Elizabeth knocks Gina off, giving her a clear path. Elizabeth making her way to the rope. Maurice at the rope. Olivia halfway done with the ring. Gina having to start again. Looks like Elizabeth starting, and Maurice has already been starting. Maurice making his way to the other side. Gina trailing behind him. Looks like Olivia's a little ahead of her as Elizabeth's making her way across. Ooh, looks like disaster hits for Dara. Elizabeth now hanging on with one hand. Incredible! Elizabeth makes a maneuver that saves herself from what was guaranteed going to be a fall. Maurice makes it. Now he's waiting on Gina. Olivia is now making her way across the rope. Gina hasn't even started yet. Elizabeth has made it. Now she's waiting on Olivia. Gina finally starting on the rope, but she better move. Olivia's halfway done. Gina hoping Olivia messes up. But it looks like that's not happening. Olivia makes it, and now we are tied. It's all tied up. We have one more round left. This decides it all. For the final point, for Goto, it's going to be Raul and Deacon. And they'll be taking on Sebastian and Joel for Dara. For the final point and immunity, survivors ready. Go! Looks like Sebastian makes a huge jump. Now he's on the other side, but Raul's not letting him have it that easy. Looks like Raul cuts his losses and now makes his way across the ring. No, no, no! You two cannot fight in the safe zone! No! You are not allowed to do that! Sebastian and Deacon both attacked each other in the safe zone. You are both disqualified from this challenge. That is insane. We are going to have to do another round because both teams can't realistically score a point. Hopefully for the final point, Kenzie and Ian are going for Goto, while Elizabeth and Dior are going for Dara. Final point is still up for grabs. Survivors ready. Go! Dior still wondering where to go. Elizabeth's taking the right side, but looks like Ian's gonna challenge her. Looks like Kenzie's going for the left side. Elizabeth quickly knocks Ian over. Elizabeth's almost there, but it looks like Kenzie's ready to fight back. And looks like Elizabeth just shoves Kenzie out of the way, creating a path for both her and Dior to make it through. Looks like Ian and Kenzie are back up, but it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to defend. Looks like Dior and Elizabeth are making their way to the rope. That means Ian and Kenzie get a safe pass, but they are not even at the rope. Elizabeth's now starting the rope. Dior not far behind. Kenzie and Ian both need to move. Both Elizabeth and Dior are starting the tightrope. That means Kenzie and Ian have to hope for a miracle. Elizabeth continues to make progress. Ooh, Dior fell! She has to start the tightrope section all over again. That fall gives Ian and Kenzie the chance to catch up. They both are at the start of the tightrope, but remember, Elizabeth is almost finished, and looks like Dior has recovered. Ian's now starting the rope, Kenzie waiting. Meanwhile, it looks like Dior's back up. And it looks like Elizabeth has made it. That means she has to wait for Dior. Ian in an awkward position. Looks like Kenzie's now starting. Dior's taking it slowly. She doesn't want to risk a fall again. Ian's almost done. Looks like Kenzie had a bit of a mistake there, but she recovered. But it looks like Dior's almost finished as well. Ian makes it. He now needs Kenzie, but she needs to move. She's a little behind Dior. Oh no! Dior has fallen again. She has to start all over. This is looking like a giant disaster for Dara after they had such a huge lead. Dior back at the start of the rope, but unless if Kenzie makes a mistake, she's not beating it. Dior's just trying in vain to make it across. But Kenzie has finished! And with that, Goto win immunity for the second time in a row.
Oh my god, immunity
nice
again! Woo! Yes, that's what I'm talking about! We won again! Let's take it back!
Unbelievable. Well, what an intense challenge. With Goto, congratulations, another win. Take back immunity. Alright, Goto, no tribal council for you guys yet again. You guys can head back to camp. I'll see you on day 8 for the next immunity challenge. Despite the fact that not a lot of people could follow the rules on our team, we still came out victorious, and, well, that's obviously fantastic. Well, Dara, unfortunately, another loss. You guys are going back to Tribal Council, and someone will be the second person voted out of this game. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Well, this just sucks. Yeah, another loss. Yeah. Well, we lost again, and I think it's safe to say who did it. Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping that the entire tribe's fine with Dior going, although now that I think about it, it may not be the case, considering how divided the tribe is. But I really hope that the majority is there to take her out, because we need to start winning. Alright guys, it's safe to say that if Dior didn't cost us the challenge last time, she definitely did now. Yeah. So, should be her, right? I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know what's gonna happen. Alright, who are you guys gonna flip? We're gonna try to flip Elizabeth. So, I feel like that's the best route we can take. Have you talked to her? Yeah, a little bit. Alright, well, okay then. I think I want to go down the route of what is best for the tribe. And what's best for the tribe is to get rid of the weakest link, and that is Dior. The only thing going against Dior going out is that she's not going to be a threat moving forward. But at the same time, I don't really want to continuously lose challenges. I'm so sorry I lost it for us guys. It's okay, Dior, it's fine. Yeah, so what do we think? I'm not sure. I personally think that even though Sebastian broke the rules, I think him and Joel are still the strongest players on our team. So we're doing Ted? I mean, I'm cool with it. Alright, Ted it is. I did terrible in back-to-back challenges, and I'm not feeling good at all because, you know, I can easily be the next one to go. But I just gotta hope that the girls are with me and that Ted is the one going. Honestly, I would much rather lose Dior than Ted. At least with Ted, he's decent in challenges. Dior is just not good in challenges. So I feel like tonight I'm gonna have to jump ship. And I know I might be ruffling feathers with the girls, but hopefully it will be easier for me to explain away. Hey guys. Oh, Elizabeth, hey. So, are you guys doing Dior, out of curiosity? Yeah, we are, she's the weakest. Alright, well, count me in. You, down? Yeah, I'm down. Let's make this the majority and take her out. Okay then. The thing I'm worried about is Elizabeth because, you know, even though I trust that she'll flip, I am getting sketchy of her because she's supposed to be within the alliance that I'm supposedly in with the other girls. And her instantly flipping as easily as she did makes me wonder if she's going to be one of those dangerous power players moving forward. I need to get in goods with the girls. What's the plan? They said that they're doing Ted. Okay, well, let's just get over there so that way, blocks suspicion. Okay. Hey girls, so Elizabeth told me that the plan is to do Ted. Is that true? Yeah, it's Ted. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm okay with it. Alright, I'm gonna go for a swim. I'm getting increasingly sketchy of Elizabeth because she suddenly walked away initially. She told us she was getting Joel, but she was gone for a little longer than it took to actually get someone over here. So I can't help but think she's scheming with the guys. I'm a little worried. About what? About Elizabeth. Really? Yeah, I mean, she kind of, you know, wandered off, and I can't help but wonder what she was doing. Well, she went to get me. Yeah, but that took way longer than it needed to. Okay, well, in all honesty, she was considering on flipping. Really? Yeah, she said that she wanted to take out Dior. Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, but I don't really want to do that, so are we just doing Ted? Actually, you know what? Let's do Elizabeth. Wait, what? Why? Well, let's think about this. Elizabeth is very social, but she's also rather physical. I mean, did you see how she did in that challenge? I mean, she whooped the 3 people's butts, straight and simple. And I'm worried if she makes it to the merge, she'll be one of those people we don't want to underestimate. I guess when you're looking at it like that, I guess so. I'm fine with doing Elizabeth. I'm really fine with doing anyone on that side as long as it's not me. Well, okay then. I increasingly get more and more concerned about Olivia each day. I mean, I feel like she's letting the power get to her head, because she suddenly shifts the vote from Ted to Elizabeth, and I kind of really trust and like Elizabeth. But at the same time, you know, Olivia trusts me with her idol, so am I really gonna throw that loyalty away? Where do you stand on the vote, Julianne? I'm unsure. Really? Yeah, because I like Elizabeth, but I understand that she's a threat. Yeah, I do want to get back in goods with the guys, but this alliance is pretty tempting and good to stick with. Yeah, but what's wrong with just sticking the vote on Ted? Well, I mean, I like Ted, and I mean, Elizabeth going wouldn't be the worst thing for our games. Yeah, but I trust her. Yeah, I kinda do, and my guys' alliance trusts her too, but I mean, if she's playing both sides, I mean, she's playing exactly like Gabe. I guess. How you feeling tonight, man? Worried. If those girls vote for me, I'm screwed, and I'm pretty much done. Yeah, we just gotta hope that, Joel is with us. And if he's not, well then, I don't think we can work with him moving forward. Alright guys, I feel like the target is shifting from that side. Really. Yeah, they said they originally were going to do you, Ted, but now they're doing Elizabeth because they're getting suspicious of her. Okay, well that's okay. Yeah, but you're not voting her, right? No, I'm voting for Dior. Just keep the tribe strong. Alright, great. I'm facing a dilemma because there's a reason to eliminate Dior, and there's a reason to eliminate Elizabeth. Dior is the weakest one on the tribe. She's not physical at all, and it wouldn't be the worst thing losing her. But Elizabeth is also kind of a threat, because she's rather physical, she's also kind of strategic, and she is rather social, so she embraces all 3 elements. So, I feel like it makes sense to eliminate someone like that early. However, I do want to start winning challenges, and Elizabeth is an objectively stronger player than Dior. Do you know what you're doing? Not yet. Yourself? No. With both of us undecided, me and Joel are essentially the swing votes, because I am tempted to write Dior's name down because she's the weakest, but she is in my alliance. But I don't really want to see Elizabeth go, but it seems like that's the direction the alliance is going. So me and Joel now have to make the decision of either keeping our alliance strong or keeping the tribe strong. And I don't know what we're going to do. Welcome, Dara, to your second tribal council of the season. So, Julianne, you guys lost for a second time and are about to lose another member. What's going through your mind? Well, disappointment, Jeff. You know, we thought we had it, and we almost did, but we just couldn't pull it off. So, Sebastian, what's going into tonight's vote? Do you feel like everyone's kind of united? Well, you hope so, but you know, it's all about, you know, what really happens when the votes are read, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that there is divides on the tribe, and I don't feel like everyone agrees on one name. So, Elizabeth, does that mean tonight's vote's gonna be a bit more complicated than the last one? Yeah, Jeff, because, you know, when doubt comes into your mind, it impacts your decision, and, you know, it could be the right decision, it could be the wrong one. But you never know until you go up there and write the name down. So, Dior, you lost your challenge. You costed your team the challenge again, Dior. What's going through your mind? Disappointment, Jeff. You know, I thought I had it, the tribe thought I had it, but I messed up, and I could easily be going home because this is the second time I did bad in a challenge. And so with that said, Joel, do you feel like it's just that simple? You know, Dior's the weakest, she should go? Well, yeah, but again, like Elizabeth kind of insinuated, not everything is set in stone till the votes are read, so I guess we're about to find out whether or not that's going to reign true or not. Alright, with that said, it's time to vote. Sebastian, you're up. Sorry, Dior, but you're the weakest member on the team and I want the strongest, so sorry. I can't have a rat on my ship. Time to cast you out to sea. I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now be the time to do so. No? Alright. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Dior. Dior. That's 2 votes, Dior. Elizabeth. That's 2 votes, Dior, 1 vote, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. We're tied. 2 votes, Dior, 2 votes, Elizabeth. Dior. That's 3 votes, Dior, 2 votes, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. We're tied. 3 votes, Dior, 3 votes, Elizabeth, 1 vote left. Last vote. Second person voted out of Survivor, the Amazon. Elizabeth. That's 4, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch. Thank God. Elizabeth, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, you guys tonight have eliminated another member, and you guys are still divided. How will you guys recover from this? I don't know, but you need to figure out a solution soon. Anyways, got nothing else for you guys. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. Good night. I'm completely frustrated right now. Tonight did not go in my favor at all, plain and simple. You know, the numbers were there, it's just that Joel did not stick with me, and I truly do not know why. As for everybody else, aside from Ted and Sebastian, I hope that they do not make it too far. I'm just not thrilled at all, because that entire challenge, I did nothing but kill it, and I was playing really well this entire time. You know, they want to take me out because I want to make something big happen, so you know what? Screw those girls, because I played better than any of those bitches.